the lost fortress of Ubar. Imagine a city so grand that its memory outlived its ruins, whispered about by poets and feared by theologians, until its stone foundations re-emerged beneath Arabia's shifting sands. This is the story of Ubar, the fabled Atlantis of the sands, once a nexus of ancient trade and legend, lost to time and rediscovered by the marriage of satellite technology and on-the-ground exploration. For centuries, tales of a magnificent city in Arabia's empty quarter, known variously as Ubar or Iram of the Pillars, circulated among merchants and scholars. The Quran refers to Iram as a city of lofty pillars whose equal was never created on earth, home to the tribe of Ad, whose arrogance provoked divine wrath. Classical writers and medieval geographers echoed these legends, describing an oasis teeming with life and wealth, not in gold, but in fragrant resins that fueled temple rituals from South Arabia to Rome. By the 1500s, however, Ubar had vanished from maps and memory, its precise location swallowed by the dunes of the Rub al-Khali. Long before its disappearance, Ubar thrived at the crossroads of the frankincense trade. Caravans laden with precious boswellia resin, harvested in Dhofar's gullies, threaded across the desert, forging links between southern Arabia, the Levant, and beyond. Travelers spoke of mud-brick ramparts and towering colonnades, dusty camel caravans ambling into bustling markets, merchants bartering incense that burned like liquid gold in both pagan and Christian rites. From around 300 BC through the early centuries AD, this desert stronghold was a linchpin of global commerce, its fortunes rising and falling with the demand for frankincense and myrrh. Then came the decline. As the Roman Empire embraced Christianity, incense-centered rituals waned. Simultaneously, climatic shifts and over-extraction of groundwater likely undermined local aquifers. One dramatic account suggests the city's end came not from sandstorms, but from a catastrophic sinkhole, perhaps the collapse of an underground limestone cavern, swallowing buildings whole. By the medieval era, only wind-scoured sands covered the ruins. Explorers probed these sands for centuries. T.E. Lawrence, the Lawrence of Arabia, surveyed the empty quarter, but found no definitive trace. Scholars pored over Ptolemy's coordinates for the Omanum Emporium, while Bedouin oral traditions pointed to scattered ruins. Yet it would take satellite eyes to pinpoint Ubar's hiding place. In 1991, American filmmaker and amateur archaeologist Nicholas Clapp partnered with NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Using Landsat infrared imagery, they identified a circular anomaly near the well of Shisar in Oman's Dhofar province. Ancient camel tracks radiated toward it, invisible at ground level but clear from space. Intrigued, Clapp enlisted archaeologist Dr. Juris Zarins, Southwest Missouri State University, explorer Sir Ranulph Fiennes, remote sensing specialist Dr. Ronald Blum, and geologist George Hedges to investigate. In early 1992, the team arrived at Shisar. Beneath 2 meters of wind-blown sand lay the weathered stone walls of a fortress enclosing a massive sinkhole, the collapsed well that once sustained the settlement. Orange-slipped pottery fragments, matching those used from the Hellenistic period through late antiquity, dotted the site. Though no grand temples or colonnaded palaces remained, the cistern system and quarries spoke to sophisticated engineering. Carbon-14 analysis and ceramic typology placed the site's peak between 300 BC and 200 AD, precisely the heyday of Arabia's frankincense exports. The walls, built of quarried limestone rather than ephemeral mud brick, enclosed living quarters, storage rooms, and workshops for resin processing. Far from a mere caravanserai, Shisar was a hub of production and trade. Still, debate endures. No inscription explicitly names the site Ubar or Iram, and some scholars argue that ancient sources referred not to a single city but to a region, the land of the Iobarite in Ptolemy's map, whose disparate settlements collectively inspired myth. Others note that several similar ruins lie along the incense routes, suggesting a network rather than a lone metropolis. Regardless, the discovery at Shisar reshaped our understanding of Arabian archaeology. It demonstrated the power of interdisciplinary science, satellite remote sensing guiding fieldwork, ancient texts illuminating ground truth, and a diverse team bridging past and present. Subsequent surveys have used ground-penetrating radar and drone photogrammetry to map subterranean passages and identify additional caravan corridors, though none match Shisar's scale. Today, a modest shelter protects Shisar's sun-bleached stones from the harshest elements, and interpretive panels recount Ubar's legend. Visitors tread the same desert corridors once navigated by incense-laden camels and pioneering archaeologists. The desert, long silent, now echoes with human footsteps once more. As you absorb this narrative, consider how many other lost cities remain concealed beneath shifting sands, dense jungles, or tranquil seas, awaiting rediscovery. Ubar reminds us that enduring myths often rest on kernels of historical truth, and that each technological advance offers new keys to unlock the past. From infrared swaths captured by satellites to the careful sweep of a trowel, the tale of the Atlantis of the sands celebrates human curiosity and perseverance. In the end, Ubar's true identity may be forever debated, whether Iram of the Pillars, a constellation of fortified oases, or a singular fortress of legend. Yet the story persists, a chronicle of rise and fall, of commerce and catastrophe, of myth resurrected by science. As the sun dips below the horizon of the Rub al-Khali and shadows lengthen across Shisar's ruins, we are reminded that even the grandest civilizations can vanish, and with patience and imagination, be brought back from oblivion. Where will our next journey take us? Subscribe, ring the bell, and join us as we unearth another forgotten marvel. Until then, may your imagination roam as freely as the desert winds that once buried and now reveal the world's most enduring mysteries.